Hi, good afternoon and good evening wherever you might be watching. And as a matter of fact, it's it's good afternoon. And for some minute, let me just wait a minute and just quickly check. Hello, hello, good afternoon. Hello, hello. Can you hear me? Yeah. So I just want to quickly check something is happening, and I'm not sure if I know what actually it's wrong with this live stream. So I just want to ask that you please take a moment and just give me to be able to clear and sure that the live stream is in the right orientation. I don't know, for some reason now it's been giving me a kind of but I want to just try it again. Please permit me to just be able to be able I need to just barely just can you hear me? Can you hear me? Yeah, I think you are good to go. Permission and apologies for the short time that I was wasted in just trying to get the stream right, and it was just not coming out the way I've loved to. And I didn't want to just go on like that. So without wasting much time, I welcome you to this special broadcast. This particular week has been a special one for me, and particularly when I reflect back to at that time when 40 years of my life, I could not really put something together to say, this is why I am existing. This is why, and this is what I live for. And in that junction, I remember two things that happened to me. The country, and then second, I was able to meet one great mentor of mine in the person of Dr. Sunday Adilaji. And that was the beginning of everything you could see. If there's any area of my life that you could just say, oh, I think I admire for it. It was just like the fullness of time came in 2017 for me, of the journey for me. And so culminating to 7 years of that migration, of that relocation is what I've brought this special broadcast and what I'm doing this afternoon. And so if you get to watch the replay, I please ask that you endeavor to share it and just send it to friends and loved one and let them also join. You know, there is love in sharing. I believe in that. So permit me to just allow everyone to come on board wherever they may be. You know, it is something special to me. And I just ask you to please give me the opportunity to just take it all around and get the message across. You will be blessed as you watch in. Amen. Amen. So it's a lot that is going on out there, and I want to just resonate with every one of you that can make sense of what is happening out there and does this how does it affect us, and what do we need to start doing to make the shift that we all need to see in our lives. So, without wasting much of your time, I am bringing to you a short training that on a topic that I titled The Essence of Vision. the essence of vision. How to transform your dream into a powerful reality. I'll say it again. The essence of vision. How to transform your dream into a powerful reality. So I know if anybody has, at one point or the other, or one time or the other, you have ever have expressed any desire to see something great come out of your life, and you don't actually know how that is going to happen, but all that is inside of you is just, you just know that there is a desire. There's something that is inside of you that you want to see come to life. And in that space of you desiring, have you ever felt stuck? Like, when I mean stuck, for knowing that you have certain inside of you, but you are not sure of how it's ever going to come to life. You know there are certain things that's supposed to happen to your life, or you know at the moment you're supposed to be living big in those areas, and those dreams, those desire, every of those things, but it is just not happening. The emphasis here is the fact that for a real vision to take place, not just desire, it has the power. A real vision has the power to do what? To reshape an entire existence. So we are not talking mere desire. When you want to talk about a vision, it goes beyond ordinary desire. And so that's why in today's sessions, this brief session, we are going to explore the power that vision possesses, what it truly means, and how you and I can harness the power that is in it to transform our lives, to transform our business, our relationship, and even our legacy into where we want it to be. A real vision, not just a dream. A real vision is not just a dream. It is a roadmap to success. And sometimes it starts with pain. But if you don't stop at that pain, it will end in purpose. I remember this favorite quote of one of my mentors in the person of Pastor Dr. Myra Murray and also Wayne Malcolm. And it says, to every intention, there is always a disruption. Anytime you make up your mind that something great, you are ready to embark on the journey. And that is the pain we are talking about. So the essence of your vision and what it takes for you to bring your dream, to bring your purpose and essence to reality is what I'll be giving you. So they have been able to give you a clear difference between what it means when people confuse dream with vision. That there are two entire different things. That dreams can be fast. You can just wake up, oh, I dreamt of just having a dinner in one of the 7-star hotel in Dubai. And here you are in your bedroom, in the corner of your room. But dreams are passive. They're passive desire. But when you talk about I have a vision, if it is a vision, there is something that comes with it. It has a drive. It has an active drive that can propel your life forward, that can propel your life forward. And therefore, a vision is detailed. It is a purposeful, clearly defined future vision or picture of the future. So that is the difference. It is given by God, and if you embrace it, it acts as a catalyst for a great transformation that can turn, that you cannot imagine, that somebody that was giving birth to in one small village, in one corner of a village that nobody ever knew he existed, and that person can begin to live an entirely different life. And that is the power of what I am talking to you about. That is the power of the vision that I'm talking about. And I want you to note that every one of us, before we get to that place where we can envision it, it is all about us being able to see what real vision possesses. Real vision empowers you to break free from any form of aimlessness or anything that just keep you on a wandering circle, which I can relate to. Many of us, since the beginning of this year, we have a lot of desires in our hearts of what we want to see come to pass. But let's think about it. Sometimes we get to a point in that desire, and it's just like we are just walking around in circle aimlessly. When you look about it in the Bible, there was a place that Abraham was given a promise in the Bible that he's going to become a father of many generations. So, because of that vision, he experienced, he went through so many things. He even saw change at a point. He could not hold on to that. He looked for a way to do what? To just pack those things up. But because that vision did not stop, he eventually gave birth. Look at the story of Moses. He saw himself, there is a part of him that saw himself as a deliverer. And in that space of being a deliverer, do you know what that simple desire draw him to do? He took upon himself to go and take the pain without minding whatever the recompense will be, to go and kill a fellow that is making life unbearable to his own kinsmen. Because the vision was that he could not imagine his people being oppressed. There was something inside of him that is driving him to go and act. And so the key thing here is that when it is a vision, there's a driving force that precedes it. And so even though if there is a pain that may come out, you are not even perturbed, you are not stopped by knowing that. And that was the story that I want to share. For me, there was a time in my life, like I shared earlier, that was just going on around. A lot of big dreams that I love. I want to see myself here. I want to see myself becoming solution. I want to see myself being a voice to the voiceless, being able to help women regain their voice, regain their position, master, understand what is the purpose of their life beyond being wives and mom. So, along that time, I don't know how this will come to pass. It was like a struggle. But I knew that this thing is inside of me. If I stop at because I don't know how to navigate forward, you won't be connecting with me today. I won't be here today. I won't be having this live stream. Or because this was important to me, I began to harness what was inside of me. I began to give it a trial. A trial. Started YouTube channel. Those moments, even though I don't sound well, even though I forget my thoughts, but just keep showing up in those tough times, in those periods. And when I started doing those things, it began to hone my direction. It began to clarify my goals. It began to give me an understanding of, oh, this is actually what I love doing. Oh, I resonate more with this topic than this. And it became the turning point of my passion and of the definition of what I'm truly supposed to believe in. That was my example. That was my experience. That was what happened to me. And that can happen to anybody. So the action step for anybody, when you look at your life and the vision that God has given you, is that you must know that there is something that will happen when you embark on that desire. When you say you want to become an entrepreneur, oh, I have an idea, I want to start this business. Think about the struggle you are facing now. Those pain in your life now, it is just a signal for you to know that you are on your journey to birth that vision. And it may not sound or seem palatable, but you must not give up. Don't forget that quote. Intention, there will always, to every intention you make, there will always be disruption. But if you don't stop at that disruption, you are eventually going to see your dream come to reality. So the next thing I want to share with us is why vision matters for success. Now, the essence of vision and why it truly matters to anything you and I want to do is because when there is no vision for any man, for any woman, anybody, according to the scriptures, the people perish. There's a version that even says the people cast out to retrain. They don't know what next to do. They will just live life as it's come to them. And that's the danger. What does it mean? That without vision, people perish, people are destroyed. It means people will wander aimlessly. There will never be any form of direction to the future that is worth fighting for. So they can be the typical wake up in the morning, just go to work, get paid at the end of the month, and just live life. There's nothing more than that. There's nothing to fight for. There's nothing, it's just a mere survival. Just survive. But if you capture and you're able to catch a glimpse of a compelling future, everything changes from that moment. You see your appetite changes, your diet changes, what you allow to define your pain changes, what you say yes to changes, what you say no to changes. You begin to see yourself more than how you used to see yourself. And that is what I'm trying to describe here. And the important thing is the fact that when you have a vision, what it does into your life is that it shifts you from just mere living for survival to significance. So when you look at some people, they are living, there's nothing much about their life. They're living their life with there's no vision, there is no energy. Every energy they have, they consume it only on the job, on their 9 to 5. Survivor is not enough. Do you know why? When your energy is spent and when they tell you to go home from that place of work, you will now begin to see why your life has still not been able to have something to hold on. Because survivor is not enough to live life. A lot of people that have lived this life only on survivor, and you will now begin to see that they start dying. I remember something you can relate to. When people retire from active service, some of the questions they ask them, do you have something you like to do? Is there any organization you are committed to? Are there places you do? Are there access? And maybe you are lucky, you have a group, you have an organization, you have a church, you have a meeting. So, because if you don't have anything you are going to engage on actively enough to keep you, you will see that 1 week, 1 month, 6 months after you are retired, that person begin to die. And that death, it is internal. Because the body has nothing to do. There's nothing exercising it. There's no significance. There's something that is pushing you when you get out of bed, that is pushing you on a day-to-day grind, that is calling for something deeper. Now, I say that because I want you to imagine something, because while we're doing this, I want you to gauge and see where this thing is truly coming home for you. Like right now, I want you to imagine your future. I want you to imagine your future. A life where you are not just surviving, but you are thriving. Picture it. What does that look like? What does that look like? Picture it. I want you to close your eyes for a moment. Imagine your future. Picture it. You are not just surviving, you are thriving. What does that look like? What is worth fighting for in that future? Is it the impact you want to have on your family, your community, or even in the world? A lot of us, when you look at the sacrifice that our parents did before we get to where we are, it's enough to push us to look for a cause that is worth fighting for. That is it. What is that thing that you can begin to sacrifice your life and you can begin to look into to say, this is worth fighting for, this is worth committing, this is worth my time. So you now see why it is important to have vision, because it creates that clarity, a clear-cut direction that one can begin to focus upon. And also, point number 3 is that vision creates clarity and focus. Vision creates clarity, and focus. So when you know what is worth fighting for your future, that automatically converts you knowing that this is what I want to do. You know, when you already have that understanding, this is what I want to do. This is where I want my life. This is the direction that I want to see myself. You know what that does? When you begin to see a better focus, because you already can tell that, oh, this is what I am going to be doing for the rest of my life. This is the essence. This is how I want to transform my dream into a powerful reality. I want to see that reality come to pass. I don't want to remain in that path where my life is spent on nothing. That clarity in vision and that engagement of that inner drive for something worth fighting for will push you to activate the hidden gift, everything that is already hidden, and every talent and every resource that is already inside of you. I tell you, when I was starting my business and I got to that place of pain where everything was just looking like, are you actually sure that you are called out for this entrepreneurship journey? And I started doubting myself. And when I locate the fact that my children, when they tell me, Mommy, I want this, Mommy, I want that, and I cannot afford it, is this what I want? When my own parents went their own way to give me at least a soft landing to start. So what will I give as excuse for me not going extra mile? So when I discover what is worth fighting for, that my life is not only for myself, there are lives that are attached to my existence, to my livelihood, that until I take that responsibility, I take that fight and that clarity to make up my mind to focus on getting that picture of that future where my life is lived on my own terms, where nobody is dictating to me how I spend my time, where no alarm is the one dictating when to wake up, where to go, and where not to go. I began to see the energy inside of me begin to get clearer. So every of those things that God has put inside of me that have been lying fallow, I started connecting with what this can mean and what it can do in my life. And that was so powerful. So powerful. And I want to tell every one of us that God has placed something unique inside of you. It's unique talent and ability within you. But oftentimes we allow it to lie dormant when there is no vision. But when you have a vision, your mind starts working. He starts creating solution opportunity. That vision begins to give you ideas for direction, to action. You know, you begin to think, okay, if I join this to this, what about if I do this? Wait a minute, if I go, what if I do this? And when those things start happening, one of the first things, when those ideas and those direction, those inner, light bulb moments, the next thing for you to do is to take a pen and write the vision down. Write the vision down. Make it plain. Write it. Once it becomes written down, it has become a document. It has become a document. It is having a life of its own. And that is where the power starts coming from, when it's clearly written. And the creativity and the discipline that you need to bring it to life. So I want to challenge you. Just like it was said in the Bible, in Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 2, he said, write the vision, make it plain, so that he may run who reads it. So writing down your vision gives it life, gives you the power. And when it is clearly written down, it awakens your creativity. When you wake up, it wakes you up to the discipline that is needed to create that life. I don't know whether you are getting it. So what I want to encourage you is to see today, look at the story of Steve Jobs. When Steve Jobs was going into the business of making food, and many of us can relate to this, it was not just about creating computer. He was able to see something beyond just computer. And look at how that vision that is clearly written down has come to revolutionize technology of smartphone and every of those things. So it was not just in his head. It was written down. And he has it, long-term vision. This is my destination. This is where I'm going to see this company. I want to encourage you. Where do you see yourself 10 years from now? Where? Take your pen now. I want you to write it down. When I ask you to do that exercise, that close your eyes for a moment. Paint a picture of the future you want. Paint it. Now, when you can see that end, now open your eyes. Now take the moment and pen it down. Pen it down. In 5 years from now, this is where I see my business. 10 years from now, this is where I see my children. This is where I see my family. This is where I see my organization. And when you have finished writing it down, make it so plain that you can know and be able to ask yourself these 3 questions. Okay, where do you want to be in 10 years? 10 years, I see myself becoming one of the best female authors, female speaker that is helping to create the impact that the women fold needs to be able to bring them back to their purpose, to their calling, so that they don't just live their life mere as wives of small, but they can connect to a bigger goal, a bigger picture of what God has called them to be. Now, when you have finished writing that, don't just focus on that. Okay, what do I need to do? That is next thing. So this is where I want to see myself. So I want to see myself as a travel author, travel speaker, best speaker, traveling the world, declaring the counsel of God, and helping people to see beyond what they have now. Now, that is what I want. That's what I want to be. The next question is, what do I need to do? I want you to ask yourself, what do you need to do to become that person? So we will now begin to see the discipline that your vision will bring to your life once that clarity is set. And I talked about something that is worth living for, something that is what your life. This is what's my life. This is what's giving all my energy to. I don't want to give my children a life that they don't deserve. I don't want to bring forth children that will not be able to have the choice to live life better off than what my parents were able to give me. So, when you know those actions, who are the people that I need to begin to follow? Who are those people that have gone ahead of me that have answers to those steps that I need to take to bring about this life? Because the problem that many of us have is we focus on what we want to be and we fail to ask ourselves, what do I need to do? And to write it in details. Like, okay, so breaking that vision 5 years into months, So every month, this is what must happen. If my goal is to have a 6-figure business between 2 to 3 years from now, okay, what does it translate into every month, every year? How much must I make in a year? So in a year, for every 4 weeks in a month, how much clients must I close? And when you start breaking this down in details, then you will understand the principle of be, do, have in the book of Genesis chapter 1 that says be, do. Do you remember that place? And then have. You see now? Did you see the connection? I want to be this. If you can't be this, if you are not ready to do what it requires, and when you are ever ready and willing to do what that thing requires, then nothing will stop you from having. That is the 3-line equation. That is the 3 chord. Be, do, have. So what do you want to become when you grow up? I want to become a doctor. Oh, sounds great. What do you need to do to become a doctor? Oh, you must have a college admission, and you must spend 6 years or whatever the number of years is in the college, in the university, before you are certified to practice medicine. Now, when you are done that, then you will have everything that status gives. So I want you to begin to remind yourself of these few points that I've shared and see where you can connect the dots for yourself. And I want to tell you, in reality, when you start taking this step, it's not going to be easy. Position yourself as a mom who is pregnant. Do you want to tell me that the 9 months was so rosy? Even at the point when you are now fully ready to give it, how many of you can relate to the pain as mom, and every one of you that watch the replay, the pain of childbirth, when the groaning gets to the highest peak, when you have to push with every intensity out of it, and you feel like slapping the man that made you go through this pain, you feel like giving him a blow or whatever. But that is also what happens in our journey to making our vision reality. So there is a pain that comes as a precursor to the fulfillment of that vision. And this is where many people cannot relate and begin to cause their pain. So, oh, I didn't sign up for this job. I didn't sign up this kind of life. Oh, I'm not tired. I'm sick and tired of this home. Oh, I can't connect with this man. Oh, this is not the kind of man I thought of marrying. I can't cope. When you start seeing those pain, they can feel like a curse. But in reality, they are gifts. If you listen to the stories of many great leaders and visionaries, they would tell you that it was the pain of the circumstances that they were going through that propelled them towards greatness. For Moses' example, he witnessed the oppression that was going on among his people and his kinsmen. And he said, no longer will this happen within my before me. And that pain birthed the vision that took him to become the deliverer of the children of Israel. What is that thing that you cannot stand? What is that thing that when you sight it, what is that news when you hear? It creates something inside of you that you just want to, cannot but act. These are precursor to vision. So I want you to think of people that are well known or best figure that you know. Look at the story of Oprah Winfrey. How the story of her molestation and being abused at a young age, filled with trauma and hardship of growing up, but that pain did not stop her. She fueled that pain to become the backbone and backdrop of what the vision of how she will be getting a platform where other people can share their story and find healing. I don't know what story you have been hiding from sharing. I don't know what experience that you've had that you think, oh, it's just a small experience. I don't need to share with anybody. No, please. Don't bother. It's just a small one. I want you to reflect on it now. That every of those pain, they are meant to produce something. And if we have eventually see that greater picture of what that pain has done, can you fuel it? Can you package it? Can you put it together? Can it become a book? I have here in my book, my background. This is my first book, Connecting the Dots. This is a story that reflected the pain that I went through, but it led to something glorious. And if you don't have a copy, I will leave the link in the description on how you can get it. And you can also learn how you can shape your pain in such a way that it will birth your vision. And you begin to see what is next and what lies ahead that you need to start doing. So the last thing I'm going to be sharing with you, because I'm far behind with time, is the fact that when you set your long-term goals, there are goals, and when I talked about it, it's not just imagining it in a vague way. You know, when you set short-term and long-term goals, these are goals that will help you. They will become stepping stone, okay, to realizing the entire big picture. You know, we have an illustration of, you have an elephant in the room. And how are you going to eat the elephant? You eat it, you cut it into bit size. So you begin to see, what are you supposed to be doing month by month? What are you supposed to be doing year by year? What are you supposed to be doing until you get to that place? So first decide. So don't forget that principle and the assignment I'm giving you about be, do, have, that in 10 years, decide where and what kind of person you want to become. What knowledge or skill and character traits do you want to develop? Then decide what you want to do, your contribution to your world. Finally, define what you want to have. And this goal will inform your mid-range and short-range goals. That is how it's written. Can you see? There is no ambiguity anywhere. There's nothing. And then the next thing you now to begin to is the time perspective. Time perspective. Now, anybody that will ever succeed in life, they must have an understanding of how they manage themselves in time. So you're not just thinking in terms of whenever it happens, whenever. No, you think in terms of decade, not just months. Okay, if you want to thrive, look at the long term. 10 years from now, I will not be among the people that will be living and be looking for where is the next bill going to be paid from. So when you see that, so what harvest you want to see in 10 years from now, you now begin to plant the seed. That the harvest you want to see in 10 years from now, you begin to plant the seed. So this is how the wealthiest and most successful people in our life and our time, this is how they live. They plan for a future that is not immediate, on a long term. What are you willing to do? What is your long-term vision? And what can you do today that will benefit you 10, 20 years down the road? What are those small actions that you must take that will compound over time to get you that desire? So, what are the key takeaways from this short training? Vision is more than a dream. It's a roadmap that drives you forward. And that pain always precedes the vision, but it will help you get the clarity you need. That intention will always bring disruption. And that the next thing that I said is that you must write down your vision. Because once it's clear, there's something that is unlocked in your brain. And it will begin to give you the necessary discipline that you have to submit to get that vision to become a reality. And if your vision has not created something worth fighting for, then it means you are just living mere life. It means you are not living, you must get to a point where you are living beyond just surviving. You are living to thrive. You are living for a common worth, fighting for a cause. So, set the long term and the short term and begin to itemize what you need to do to have what you want in life. What you need to do to have what you want in life. Think long term. I want to encourage you. When you do all this, you will be shocked and amazed at who you will become 4 years, 5 years down the road. Are you ready to take your dream and transform them into a powerful vision that will shape your life, shape your future, and shape the life of everyone around you? I want you to imagine yourself a year from now holding a copy of your book. Let's work together to bring that vision to life. Whether it's through writing a book or crafting a legacy. Now is the time to act. I would like you to reach out to me or go to our website www.lodatapublishing.com and let's start turning your vision into reality. Thank you for watching. And if this is your first time, we just stumble at this replay, I want you to please consider it to subscribe and to like this video and also to share. Thank you for watching. I can't stop loving you and I look forward to see you sometime soon. Please click the link in the description and I will be ready and willing to take you the next journey to how your vision can become reality. I must thank you for watching. It's been an awesome moment here and I'm so happy that you are able to connect and you are able to have something to to connect with on this. And so thank you very much for watching. God bless you. See you. Bye. Don't forget to like and share. And I'll see you.